Hey, and welcome to this month's edition of the InDesign newsletter, where I teach you tips and tricks or general things that you can do inside of InDesign. Who am I? I am Andrea Bass-Latson. I'm an Adobe community expert. I'm also a graphic and web design instructor for a college. First, I want to talk a disclaimer real quick. I am usually on camera. However, I'm not feeling well, so this month I'm not going to be on camera. Um, so you get to see my wonderful avatar that I created inside of the program that I record from. So, all right. So now that that's out the way, let's get started with what we're going to learn this month. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see what I can see and we can see together. All right. Okay, so now you should be seeing, yep, my screen. Okay, so this month, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a magazine using InDesign and the latest, greatest Firefly by Adobe. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a 2023 FIFA World Cup magazine. Now, I think we're gonna do a magazine spread because we've already done a magazine cover, so we can try to do a magazine spread for this month. I thought that would be a good idea. Okay, so what you see on my screen is Firefly, and you can get to it by going to firefly.adobe.com. And on the right, you see my InDesign window. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through, we're gonna create a new document with facing pages, which is how you create a spread. We're going to add text and images to our spread. We're going to use Firefly for our text and our images. And then in the end, we're going to publish online. Okay, so now that you know what we're going to do, let's get started. All right, let me make sure. Yep, okay. So first we'll start off with Firefly. So I'll go ahead and enlarge this. And we're gonna make this magazine about the FIFA Cup. So I thought we'd go through. So here are what we can currently do in Firefly: text to image, generative fill, text effects, and generative color. What we're going to work on today are the text effects and text to image. Those are the two areas that we'll be focused on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the text effects. I'm gonna click on generate. It's just that easy, right? All I did was click a button. And so the way that this works is you are going to create words or letters, and what's going to be inside of those words or letters are whatever you say. So for instance, right here, this one says colorful shaggy fur. That is what's inside of that letter, what has created that letter. And so we'll look at a couple of prompts. This is on the main page, and it just shows you some of the things that already have been created. Like this one, the word is pizza. So the way this works is you type a word or a phrase in here, and it's going to create a letter based off of that word or phrase. Like so over here, this one is rubber balls. That's kind of neat. That's creating that H. Um, Here, this one is sequins. So you can pretty much, this one is popcorn, I'm sure, oh, cheese popcorn. You can pretty much see how it forms these really, really cool letters, which is, I think, so cool. All right, so you could either start off from clicking one of these, see where it says try prompt, or what we're going to do is down here at the bottom, we're going to enter our text that we want it to say. So we want it to say FIFA, FIFA. And then now we get to describe what we want. So since this is the FIFA Cup, I thought maybe we'd say something like soccer, right? Can't go wrong with that. All right, and so right now it's going through and creating this text, FIFA, based off of soccer, what we put in here. It's kind of cool, right? Kinda cool. All right, so if we like this one, then then that's it. But we also have these other options out here that we can look at, and we can checkout. So each time you click, it's going to regenerate based on whatever the new image is. So here's one where it has all these different soccer balls. Here's another one. Now, what I might do, just I'm going to type soccer balls. Even though it is given a soccer balls, I'm going to type soccer balls anyway and see what type of options we get with this one. There we go. That's more of what I was looking for. I was looking for more of it filling the letter. So now they're pretty full, okay, with soccer balls. I actually like this one, but let's just see what we got. All right, and it's taking a minute because it has to redraw it. That's kind of cool. That hole in the center, I could probably put like another soccer ball in there, you know? Um, but I actually think I like the third one the best, which is the first one we saw, but it was set on the third one. Let's see. This one's kind of cool. Kind of like that one. Let's just see. I don't think I'm going to like this one, but let's just see. I'm pretty sure that this is my favorite. Yeah, I was right. All right, so this is my favorite. So this is the one we're gonna go with. The only issue I have is these aren't as bright, but like I said, we could fill it in. Let me see. Let me look at these two. See, and I don't know which one I like. Oh my goodness. Um, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. So then we also have options over here. These are some of the sample prompts that are already here on the but we can right now it's set to medium, which means how much of the soccer ball do we allow outside of the letter. So right now, see how like these little bumps are coming out of it? I could say loose, which is going to give us more of the soccer parts coming out of the letter, or whatever you choose is going to come out of it. So see how we have it coming now out of the letter in a very loose way, or I could say tight. And what tight's going to do is contain everything inside the letter, so you won't have those bumps and everything on the outside. So see how that's pretty straight now, right? That's pretty clear and straight. So that's what I want with this. Now, I could have said like blue soccer balls. I could have said like red soccer balls. I could have gone a step further, but I'm cool with it the way it is. Now I can play with the different fonts. Like if I wanted Poplar, I could choose that, or if I wanted Source Sans. I was actually happy with Acumen, but let's just see what happens. Why not? So there's it with Poplar. If I wanted Cooper, I could have it more playful, more fun. It just really depends. I think this is the one I actually am gonna go with. Uh, that's kind of neat. Um, and then I can also play with the background color, which I don't want to, but if I wanted to, I could give it a background or things like that. But I'm happy with it, and it's just like that. All right, so now that we have our text that we want to use, I can go hover over here. I have a few options. I can download, I can make it a favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and download it. And notice it applied the credentials because um, it could apply the credentials to, or we saw the message that said it applies the credentials. So all of the work that other artists have done are credentialed in the file. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let me see, do I want, nothing, I'll do 2023 in regular text and Women's World Cup in regular text. So we'll just have this FIFA be our fun. All right, so I'm gonna go back 1, 2, and what we're gonna do now is let's generate some images. So now I'm gonna choose this text image and choose generate. So in here, I might say, and see how these images are already generated. You can hover over it and see what the person chose. So young girl and her teddy bear sitting on a rooftop looking at the stars, concept art, lavender. So see how those details are in there, like this one, bear with sunglasses in the woods, cyberpunk. So however you want this to be, you can put that inside of here. So I'm gonna say soccer, no, let's say female soccer player. Let's say kicking soccer. Oops. Kicking a soccer ball into the net on the field. And maybe I don't know, let's generate it and see what happens. And it's going through. Okay, so here's a female soccer player kicking the ball. I think I want it more so this one, or I like this one, but she's not. It looks almost like she's kicking away from it. So maybe this one. But see how like it's doing an artistic style. If I wanted a photo, I could choose photo. If I want a graphic, I could, I have choices and I like that. So just like I can, now if I like these, then I will probably want to download them. So let me go ahead and download this one. And all you got to do is hover over it and you'll get the options. I'm going to click there. I'm not really sure. I really like that one anyway. So I'm just going to keep that one. All right. But I have options. Like I can play with neon, just to get like different looks, or I can play with, the color tone, the lighting. I can play with like what angle the shot is. But what I'm gonna do is, I know this is gonna be for a magazine, so I'm gonna go with portrait instead of square. It's gonna regenerate, and they're gonna be different. And then I'm going to play with, oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. Look at that. I think that's awesome. Okay, that one. I think I like this one as well. I honestly like almost all of these. And it's not perfect, of course, so certain ones are probably, you know, just to make sure you're paying attention to it. All right, and I actually like this one. I think this one gives me a lot of color to use. I got the yellows, the greens, the different variations of greens. I even got pinks, hues in that one. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with that one. I do. I think that's probably gonna be um, what I go with. Okay, so now since I am doing a spread, I'm gonna get some Ipsum. Now we didn't talk about this, but I'm gonna go and grab some Ipsum. And I'm gonna type Ipsum to generate some fun Ipsum. Let's see, you know what? I always try to see if there's a soccer or whatever topic I'm doing. Soccer Ipsum. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see that? There is some. Love it. So I didn't know that this existed, so never hesitate to play. Okay, and in here I can say how many paragraphs I want, what headings and things like that I want, but I'm actually cool with this just like it is. So I'm grabbing this. And the reason I'm grabbing it is just so that I have some text to play with. All right, so I'm gonna minimize this one so that it goes back where it was, and I'm gonna go back into InDesign. Right, so now we're ready to go ahead and get started on our magazine. Let me go ahead and make this larger. Okay, so as you can see, I already have a document open. I made it 2 columns. If you want to ever see like what your pages look like, these are the facing pages. So this is page 2 and page 3, and they're facing each other. And that's what it means by facing pages, which is cool. Page 1 is usually the backside of whatever the cover or the previous chapter is. And that's what this one is and this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and go back to properties. And so now we have our document. We're ready to go ahead and set up our text. I've already brought in our text and our images because we already know how to do those from the previous videos. We don't need to go over that anymore. All right, so let me go ahead and let's go ahead and show this is the text and what it looks like. And these are the areas that I want the placement to be. And these are the images that we just created inside of Firefly and brought them into InDesign. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our images first. I'm going to go ahead and look at FIFA, and I'm going to make this larger. I am holding Option, Command, and Shift, and the reason I'm holding these 3 keys is that the Command key is going to make sure that the image resizes as we make it larger. The Option key is going to make sure that it pulls from the center, and the Shift key is going to make sure it holds its proportion. So I'm going to bring this out quite a bit. I want it to go right to the edges, and there we have it. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same for this image. I'm going to hold the Command, Option, and Shift, and go ahead and drag this image out. So let me set center line. Okay, yeah. So this is how I want this to look. I'm gonna hit W so we can preview what it's gonna look like when it prints without all the lines. I do like that. I like that layout. I like this. Okay. So now with this FIFA World Cup, I have some paragraph styles. I show you how to do this in a previous video. So if you don't know how to do paragraph styles, go ahead and watch one of the other videos from before. Let me go ahead and how do I want to do this? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna select all. And I just pretty much double clicked, I think 4 times. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to layers. Now, if you don't see your layers panel, go up to window and then go ahead and pull it out of here, which says layers, okay? I have mine right here, I'm gonna click that. And what I'm gonna do is actually I didn't want layers, I wanted paragraph styles. So I'm gonna go to window, I'm gonna go down to styles and I'm gonna go to paragraph styles. Click on that, okay. So now I have the paragraph styles. I'm gonna just go ahead and select body. And so now the entire paragraph has body. And if you ever want to see what it is, you can double click on it. And right here, it'll tell you what all has been applied to it. So as you can see, the nodal sans, semi-bold, style size is 14, leading is 18, tracking 20. There's a first line indent, which is why that first line is indented. No hyphenation, space before is 03, space after is 03, and a tint of 88. I actually want to change the space before and space after, but I'm going to do it, but well, I'll just show you how to do it. So if you want to make any changes to any of this, again, you know how to do this because there's a video that shows you, but we're going to go to indent and spacing, and let's say I wanted to change that from 03 to 02. I can just click that. I can click that to change that one. And so now that's going to reduce that space. As you can see, there's a difference in the space here. Okay, so just to show you that. All right, so the next thing I want to do is go ahead and set up some headings. I have 2 headings here. I'm going to click here, and all I have to do is put my cursor anywhere in where I want that heading to be. I'm going to change this to a subheading 2. And I'm going to put my cursor here and change that to a subheading 2. And I'm sorry, subheading 1. And if you want to know what the style consists of, again, double click here and you can see that pretty much it's, the differences is that this one is size 16, it's small caps, it has no first line indent and no spacing after. All right, I'm gonna hit OK. I like that. And the next thing that I want to do Yeah, I like the spacing much better. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to hover my mouse here and click inside of here, because what I want to do with this one is make that a heading. Well, I want to move that up. Kind of make that a heading. So I'm going to click heading, and you can see that it made it a heading. If you want to see the differences, double click in it. And you can see that with this one, the tint is 95%. It is all caps. There's a larger amount of tracking, and the size is significantly larger. So I'm going to hit OK. I like that. And again, if that was confusing, if you haven't seen the paragraph styles before, check out another video. I think it is titled Paragraph Styles. But check out one of the other videos on my channel or on Adobe channel, and you will be able to see it. So now I'm going to dock this back in here. And this is what we wanted to do to our document. So far we have our magazine using InDesign. It is the style based on the theme of 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. We did our images and our photo in Firefly. And the last thing that we need to do is publish this bad boy. The cool thing is we're going to publish this online. What? Did you know that there was a publish online? Bet you didn't. You probably did, but that's okay. I'm going to tell you about it anyway, again. All right. So there is a publish online. Another thing I want to point out, the reason typically when you do yours, Firefly is still in beta mode. So the reason I have their watermark and the logo is because it is still in beta mode, and this is required. Once they are out of beta mode, I'm sure the watermarks will go away. But until then, do not get rid of the watermarks. They are here for a purpose, and it is so that, so these images are not for commercial use, and that's what it says at the bottom of each one. So just go ahead and keep the watermark in for now, and eventually, again, it's gonna change over. Okay, so let's go ahead and publish this online. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to File, and we're gonna go down to Publish Online. And the cool thing about Publish Online is it's going to allow us to share this document. So if you're sharing it in a resume, or if you're sharing it with members of your team, or whoever, this makes it super easy for you to do that. All right, so you have the General tab and the Advanced tab. Let's click on the Advanced tab real quick, just so I can show you. On the Advanced tab, you can choose what do you want to show. Do you want it to go to first page? Do you want it to chosen page? What image do you want to show and display? You can change your format, your resolution. You can change the JPEG quality and stuff like that. So I'm going to hit on go back to general. I just want to show you that's here. And then, so when you're here, you can put your title in, you can put a description. You can say, magazine created spread for 2023, women's, oops. For Women's World Cup. Okay, I just did that all backwards. Oh. So a magazine spread for, this should actually be in the beginning, for FIFA 2023 Women's World Cup. Okay, so there's the description. You can also decide how you're going to export this. Are you going to export it as a spread, or are you going to export it as one page at a time? I'm choosing spread. You can allow viewers to download it or not download it. So if you check it, they're allowed to download it. If you don't check it, they're not allowed to download it. Okay, and then you can hide elements. The other thing I want to do is already done is range. So you can either choose export all pages or the range. I chose range, and I typed in 2-3 because I want it to be pages 2 through 3 that are published. Okay, you also have the option of, so this is a new document. So publishing this is new is great, but if it was an existing document and I was just making an update, I'd want to update the existing document so that whoever views it gets to see the changes. Once I'm finished, click on publish, and then it's going to go through and it's going to do its thing. And now I can click copy. So now I'll have a copy of the link. I can view the document, which we're going to do in a second. You can also share this on Facebook, Twitter, or your email. And you also have a publish online dashboard, which we're going to click on right now so we can see it. Cool thing about this dashboard is if you have other documents, now I've been working at this for a while, for many years, so I have a lot of documents that are published online, but you can actually see all of your documents that have been published online here. If you ever need to go back to it, so it's not just lost in the sauce, you do have a spot that you can go back to. So I'm going to go back to here, and so I'm going to click on close because we've already closed. Oh, sorry, no, we didn't view it yet. So let me click on view so we can see it. And here is our magazine spread. So we can send this to whoever, they can see it, and they will see our, your finished product, which is kind of cool, right? All right, so I'm going to close that. And that is your magazine. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. So until next time, ta-ta for now. Ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta.